Episode 53 of Valheim Slow and Easy. Hello everybody, it's me Hank, I'm your host. I'll be your concierge of fun today. Welcome to the channel. In the last episode, we did a bunch of work up here, kind of changes to the base. We got some of these awkward intersections to deal with. Plenty of those all over the place. Built this out, and we're going to continue working on this a little bit today. Might get into working on the stairs upgrade that I want to do over there on the work shop. So this will be fun. This will be exciting. This is going to change everything. I played a video game and my life was never the same. And then you watch it for 14 hours and you go, when's he going to tell us about how it was? And I say, clickbait. I just clickbaited you. Okay, so why did I decide to grab all this stuff here? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Just put them down on the ground. All right, there we go. So, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll, let's just duplicate this curve. I think this is a good spot to do that. So, after the 3, it curves 1. Sometimes I nail these, sometimes frequently I don't. So yeah, those are the same. Okay. After the 3, there's a 1 empty, and then. So how are you? How's your day going? How's your night? Did you go on a walk? Did you get to the store? Did you answer that call? Did you avoid the call? I like to talk on the phone. I don't really necessarily like being on the phone. Some people are like so phone avoidant. I don't want to talk to no stranger on the phone. But when there's something that like I need to deal with in terms of detail, like especially if it's an editing thing particularly, or even like making plans, which is not something I do very often. I prefer phone call because I need to. It helps me to hear the person's voice and be able to like. I just get lost in the assumptions that I make when it's not verbal, and I can be kind of annoying in that way too. So, meaning like that need to. I find that frustrating when I do work for people because I'm like, I really need to talk to you about something with this project, and people might be like, geez, what's with all the needing to talk about stuff? I'm just like, well, it's because I'm fucking out. I can't. It's because you don't pay me enough for me to feel all the stress when I'm not sure what I'm doing. And let's save ourselves some time and money by avoiding all that confusion up front. But whatever, it's fine. Why am I talking about that? I guess optimally, I would like to never have to bother with it. Even working on projects that are kind of fun, it still is preferable to avoid those pitfalls altogether, I guess. I'm hoping to do some work on this one online thing. It's too early to put out information about it, but there's a potential, and I'm going to do something anyway. Related to the skills that I'm trying to sell, the video editing and the kind of production work that I want to do as a professional video editor, motion graphics, animator, something, mostly self-taught. I mean, largely self-taught, especially animation. There's like really dedicated and brilliant, skilled animators in the world, so I almost feel weird saying I'm an animator, but I do know how to put frames together, and I've been paid to do animation, so I guess you could say it. But I kind of want to do a project where we like... Oh, god damn it, that's not the one I want. So like, if you put it down 1 and then you hammer it once, shouldn't it just erase what you just did? Like, I think the logic of the voxel is that there's like a hierarchy of, or not a hierarchy, that's not the right word. A seed. I think it seeds and then you can sculpt it. I don't know. So this is the critical detail right here. Is this the same as over there? Because I know I have an overlap. Yeah. So the idea is to do like a podcast, and I'll probably end up just doing it by myself at first, since I hope to make tutorials and courses. And actually the Suck Professor stuff is a bit part of that project too, in a sense, because I try to, not that it's going to necessarily generate a lot. It's a healthy way for me to do something that I enjoy. It doesn't require me to leave or spend money other than the money it costs to be a human. And why do I have all this wood anyway? Let's just put a chest next to her, next to another fool. So related to my 20 years of experience, plus 20 years as a Premiere Pro editor and years of doing professional editing and making a documentary and having a lot of mostly spending my time in unidentified autism instead of having a life, I spent my time learning how to edit videos. Not learning, but like messing around and all this stuff, and I've gotten pretty good at DaVinci and shit. And I think it might be kind of fun to enter a teaching kind of phase. So here we go. Let's see. Of this world, and hopefully, yeah, nice. See, that looks like it's the same. It juts out a little bit. And then we had... And I've done it before. I've helped others with some stuff that they... And I really enjoyed the process of helping people learn. It felt really good. So there's a single one there. Okay. Does that line up? And all right. Not bad. And then we'll build that wall same, and this will go up. So this will give us some function, some structure for how we expand past here. Will we keep that rock? Will we not? We'll find out soon. Yeah. So what is the... Okay, so we have the wall. Oh yeah, so this is a thing too I noticed. You see, each one of these is a twofer, 2x1. It costs 4. And these cost 6. This the big walls. But they're 8x2. So you save by doing the big ones. What are you missing your character? Now you might want to do the twofers because there is an aesthetic reason, or somehow maybe you'll want the functionality of breaking it apart. Like there's reasons, like the one fers is 3, right? So we go 1. That's 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, crap. Oh, shit. So we cross it over for 12. But if you take a big one, there you go. That's 6. See? These paving ones are 8, right? Oh, they're 6 too. Okay. Ah, crap. So part of the idea, though, is that like my kind of jam is talking, and I think that it might be kind of fun. And I've done it privately, and I actually almost did start a show like this with someone else, where I really love creative process videos under the hood. I think, and so the show idea would be we would, with someone's input, make a cartoon or make something. Maybe even if it's just a mini documentary about a cat or a whatever their idea is, but largely probably centered on at least one of the main offerings on the menu would be like a little animation. And one of the things I struggle with is I'm so special and precious that it takes fucking forever to finish anything. So hold on, I think this is. I think I need to line up the big ones. Why do they have two for there? So why do I have a one for? Let me see here. Okay. So hold on. Let's run across this line. I think what's missing is a row like so. Okay, so now what goes under? Okay, so off the tall, or off the single column, it should be. And so I want to do, and it's a good way to feed the tutorial idea, which would be how you market your courses. There's a way to do that where you can sell courses and you can and then eventually maybe private lessons. And I just, although AI is kind of coming up and killing everything too, so it's sort of maybe it's not going to work, but I just think it'd be so much more fun because I've done it before and it's so much different than editing for somebody, is to teach them how to do this stuff. But it'd be really fun to sort of do the production as a show, because I'm also sort of super burnt out on the politics bridge. Still going to kind of keep that up. And I need it to kind of fund my documentary and maybe make connections to get the fundraiser. If the fundraiser blows up, then I can focus on the documentary. But that's the thing that's kind of underpinning all of this, is this goddamn big documentary that I want to finish, because it's like a poisonous goiter around my soul. It's a soul goiter. That guy's like, did someone say soul goiters? It's just murdering real fast here. Oh, outsmarted again. All right, so let's get to some sleep. Then we'll do another bit up there. So see how I want to do some stairs here? I think stairs here. Joink. And then stairs here. Might even get rid of the pile of wood. I don't know. I do enjoy it as a decorative object. There is something very satisfying about my pile of wood. Although they would turn kind of green. Do they not do that anymore? This is the fancy wood. And I don't think you can stack the other kinds of wood. So yeah, maybe that's got to go. Yeah, and then like joink. So when I come running in, I don't have to like go around this crap. And this whole spot is calling out for repair, obviously. Or for renovation. Ah, shit, I didn't mean to leave them. And, yeah, that makes sense, right? So the show, yeah, I have a... There you go. All right, come on now. Bring the popcorn bowl into the bed. Let's do it. I support you. How does it make you feel? You did not deserve to be treated that way, and that must have been difficult. Time for Jay Leno? Say I'm a good husband. Good night, honey. Oop, I missed. I blew her out. Totally normal guy. You're gonna be, once that joke gets over, is it done? You're gonna be like, man, I kind of wish when this show was funny. The show used to be funny, but something changed. Something's just not the same anymore. Hank's just so lonely now that he just sleeps next to his pile of dead wives. That's creepy. I came over here for bread. I've done some cooking off camera to prep for, I got some lox pies. Oh yeah, I used up. Let's go check it real fast. So I used up, just kind of need some light. Am I recording? Good. I get paranoid. Okay. I need a serving tray. So we go into here to the glorious room of the feasting bounty. These I haven't eaten from yet, which I can move them still, but I used up this one. This is the 5555, but I find it really interesting that it didn't destroy. It kept the charcuterie board. So what do I do with this thing? Do I remove it? Can I? Oh, I left clicked. I was going to middle click. I mean, I sort of thought it would disappear, but I do kind of like that it leaves the big empty platter. A giant piece of wood like that ain't going to just disappear. You know what I mean? So these two here are 10 out of 10, and I want to save those. This one's 5. I mean, I'm full already. I do love the grizzly bones. Love a good grizzly bone. So, yeah. I just really need to make content in a way that I get excited for. That's why I've been able to sustain some of these videos, even though I had to take breaks with I wanted the output to be consistent, but I had to take a break. What's the point of having these? Like, it's like I'm so inefficient because I'm just rambling. Do I have... And obviously I'm having a difficult time getting it up for the political stuff. I am going to be recording a podcast. I mean, you're going to see this in like several weeks, so it's all way back in the past to you, but wait a minute. Yeah, so I think it's a fun idea. And what little of it I've done with others has been really satisfying. And then maybe it also helps feed the promotion engine, which is like the goal of the episode is to create a podcast, a show. Why did I do it that way? If I'm still going to be tired, might as well just walk it all the way up here. And so, an animation. So we have some sort of like 20, 30-second animation, maybe 60 seconds if we're just basic. Because you don't... My whole thing is I'm a precious little special flower. I'm like that flower that blooms every 17 years and it smells like human feces or something. Needs a roof. Oh yeah, you can build stuff with those things. That's right. Okay, so what do we have over here now? Do I have... I just want to see if I have a gap or not. Yeah, we do. Okay. So we have a gap up and then 2 and then 1 and then 1 on top. All right. So we will overlap the stairs. I think it's a great idea. I need to come up with a name though. And I've got... Torchlighter's not actually a terrible name. If it's like a... Oh, did you see the latest Torchlighter video? But I don't know. I feel like it needs to be its own thing. I did get a YouTube channel called Tips for Busy Humans. Is that the overlap? Why does that feel goofy? So here, let's... Is it like that? No. And that was sort of it. The idea was to do like tutorials that are really quick and easy, but it's not just on a naming alone. It's not clear that that is like computer program stuff. It could be like I've developed my own way of cutting an apple that I call the hatchet method that will revolutionize apple cutting from now until the capitalists erase human consciousness from the universe, which they're determined to do. All right, and then even up. Okay. So I could do like tips for other stuff that's not necessarily you know, like Premiere or DaVinci or something, or, you know, Photoshop and shit. But like the name doesn't matter either. Like who cares if it's not the exact fucking name, you know what I mean? Like it could be tips for busy humans could easily become just a Photoshop channel. But it's also, I don't know, that one doesn't sing to me. So I have other ideas. I don't have anything really solid yet. The one that if you said you have to start it tomorrow, the name I would go with, if it's available, is Pixel Mover. Kind of like that, because we're moving pixels. That could mean all sorts of stuff. It starts us out with the word pixel, which tells the viewer something, that it's about digital something something. Pixels are just basically the atoms of digital art, of videos. Everything ultimately comes down to pixels being on a... Like, one thing people don't realize, although maybe it's obvious once I say this, is that your video editing frame is just a spreadsheet of locations. It's an Excel spreadsheet that has 1920 columns and 1080 rows. Each one denotes a position. 00, 1920, 1080 at the bottom right corner. Or some programs do 00 in the middle, and then 960, 960, 540, 540, negative. So like, it's a lot of math, actually. It's just location data when you're telling a keyframe to do something with this and to put something there and to move this thing here and to add this. So it gets complicated, but it is just a grid. It's just a grid. I do a lot of sort of math stuff and a lot of setting up motion graphics, because it's literally just like, I want this to move to, and I like even numbers, so I have ways of doing it. I don't, if I, you know, I'm trying to lift up the rock. Does it raise up? Will it just stubbornly sit there? So Pixel Mover has a nice ring to it, I think. So I actually might... I'm trying to talk myself into it, because as soon as I commit to it, I need to... I'm sort of in a brainstorming mental spot. I think these things also prevent them from spawning, so maybe we should be burying those things too. Like I have campfires around, but you know, we have not been hearing them as much. A little bit. So here, let's I was doing like 2 down, thinking it was needed to hide it, but And since we saw a deer here, it's like if I see a deer, we build a grave for it in the form of a campfire that hopefully prevents it from ever returning. Full eradication. I don't hate Pixel Mover. And maybe it becomes something. Because and it's been a slow and clumsy, and I've had my major problems in my brain in the last several years too that has hugely played a role in it. And I just think like, God damn it, my gut is telling me something here, and I got to listen to it. Like with Suck Professor, I was, and I still am trying this kind of with my Hank character, is to sort of create this universe of sorts, a little bit like South Park, like the dungeon theme, and the Hank is a character in the documentary, the Young Turks documentary, and kind of building this this like asset library of little characters and people, and the shrimp, I guess, are kind of a part of it. You know, I don't know. Somehow, and linking all of this into a cohesive, entertaining. And what's nice about animation is you can be random too. It doesn't all have to really make any sense. Ideally, it would eventually make sense. But Pixel Mover might be a cool way to do that. So yeah, I do like the name Pixel Mover the more I say it. In order to like generate storylines and characters, and I think what I think would be really special or really fun and cool is that it involves other people and their input, because that's something that I need. I have done a little bit of stuff where I've had another person tell me what to do and draw and stuff, and it's collaborative, but like, oh, it's so fun. It's such a release for me to not have to think of everything. Not that I'm like, oh, I'll do everything. It's not that. It's just more like, oh man, I can just let my brain do the thing it really likes to do, and I'm really good at taking other people's thoughts and ideas. These branch things. It's like there's a little spawn seed somewhere in there. Although, you know, I never see anything spawning on the pavement. Maybe paving it kills off the spawn seed. Is seed the right word? I don't know. I'm sure you know what I mean. And so like it would be so fun to do that too, because I have my own ideas and I can add a lot for sure, but it'd be great. And then other people get involved in the, maybe they have a show, or maybe there's somebody on the internet, something, and then they're promoting the video, or they get to see their own little thing come to life because of, you know, something like that. Or perhaps it gets enough to a point where you start inviting other... Oh, look, I put a candle up on top of there. Look at that. My 8th wife. Stargate has announced the 8th wife. Nice. Nice. Boy, the 2.5 that are left are going to be resentful when I bring home my new girlfriend. I have a stand-up bit about that, about getting a puppy before the old dog dies. Yeah, so like, I could just see it working great. And now I'm talking about it, and of course I'm trying to not be pessimistic, because it's easy to let your pessimistic brain in on this conversation. And sometimes it's not bad to necessarily consider the downsides, or the, you know, you don't want to glaze over your eyes or whatever. Is that even the right phrasing? But if you're just in the sourpuss face of, oh, that won't work, that won't work, that won't, then of course it won't. Why the hell would it? And partially why I think this has a shot is because I really get excited for it. My engine requires enthusiasm, or else I'm sort of dead. just finish around this thing, and then we'll move over to the other side. And then we'll finish this part. What? And, yeah. Sure, we'll go all the way over there. Why not? Okay. Yes, yes. Oh, what the hell, why not? That's why not. What? What? I think there's I think it's a good idea. And we've actually already reached out to some people about possibly contributing to some stuff that I shall not say yet. Nowhere close to even being a tease, even though I just did tease it, but we'll see. So here, let's we can leave the wood and we'll use that eventually. I just want to do a bit of paving up here on, let's go get rested. We'll put the serving tray down. 7. Comfort 9 here and my little fire. See, and that's nice. Guy has decent posture. Take off my shirt. Oh, those are my pants. Oh my God. What's going on down there? I think that's oh, it's a tie. It's like the rope of his belt. Okay. It's like, what are we watching? South Park all of a sudden? Yeah, that's the rope. That's like the belt. Well, hide your kids, hide your wife. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't hate Pixel Mover. I might have to see if I can get that YouTube channel today. I have all these abandoned YouTube channels. I have Every Day is Cat Day. You can find it, maybe. I think it is just literally Every Day is Cat Day is the URL. I wanted to make cat, and like maybe for Pixel Mover, we spend an episode animating a video that is for cats, right? To teach people, and then that also feeds into the tutorials because we'll get like little tips out of it. So it's an ecosystem. I don't think it's the craziest idea, and I've got enough connections within the media world, kind of, from my work that I've done. That not that really necessarily changes a lot for me. It doesn't launch any big jump, but I'm not a, I hate to say it like this, but I'm not a nobody. I hate that phrasing, but like I know enough people that I would be able to at least have some small connections that might be helpful in terms of guests, and as well as like promotion stuff. But back in my comedian days, I knew a lot more people. I still know plenty of comedians, but it's nowhere near the same active connections that was once part of the whole deal. So let's see. You know, maybe it's just somebody who has no idea what they're doing, and we just like kind of talk while I work on a thing. And, oh, this is the point I was going to make. All right. Yeah. First of all, let's just finish up this little loop here. So yeah, I think I showed this last episode, but this thing is the offset. This one I built, this patio is old. So I'm going to rip out this whole thing. In fact, I didn't need to go grab all that stone. You know, maybe it's kind of like you get to know somebody. Maybe they're not. Some people will probably get real excited What do we draw? And like partly what I think part of the appeal of this whole project and this idea, let me messing up this beautiful, nice straight wall I had, is that it's you're time constrained, because I've been saying this, I'm such a precious, poop smelling flower that blooms every 1,000 years, and I take forever to finish a thing, and I get all up and I'll spend way too much time on one little detail that no one would notice, and stuff like that. But what really is necessary is to just get it done and get it out and post it. Sadly, we're trying to make our bones off of people's attention. It's media, it's animation, it's whatever you call it. If we could afford to do it without anybody ever seeing it, that would be a much better, healthier, safer world for all of us. But that's not the world we live in, sadly. Yeah, see the offset? Yeah. I love the word offset. But the constraint, let's say we decide to do 2 hours. That the idea is that at the end of those 2 hours, we're going to have a full-on, but like we're going to have something. And maybe we have to be really strict. First we take 5 minutes to write the script. Then we take 20 minutes to draw the images. Then we take this much time, maybe build a little buffer in. And this would be a challenge for me because I like to go along and I lose track of time and stuff. I know I'm hearing these things. Let's just take a careful look around the corner here, because I've been avoiding coming around here too much for a very good reason. That will be obvious very soon. Hopefully. But I see the deer. I see the guy. I hear the deer. These guys are down here. Yeah, okay. I think we might have seen it in the videos at some point in the last 10 or 12. But yeah, a wraith had taken up residence out here, and it was haunting the animals. So I'd come over here and I'd see this wraith flying around out here, messing with these dudes, and I just thought it was very funny, so I left it alone. And, but they can get hurt, so obviously, with enough fights with the Grey Dwarfs, it probably took damage eventually and died. But yeah, so you get these raids that happen, and then they get stranded if they don't, like, track into your base. And so that's what I was hoping would still be there. But, let's kill some deers and put down some campfires. Oh, did I shoot it right as it was... So the constraint of a 2-hour thing, or maybe you give yourself a little grace period on that a little bit. What do I need to do? Like, oh, we got one right there. I don't have enough wood. I just heard one. There he is. Skeletons are after it. They must be listeners of the show. So that constraint would be liberating, because it's like, well, we don't have time to draw waves in the ocean, but we can animate it up and down, or I can do something fast. Like over time, it forces you to make hilarious compromises and shortcuts. And eventually, though, you'll like get better at like being like knowing what to do quickly, knowing what is worth the extra 4 minutes or not, knowing when good enough is good enough, knowing when to just like say, yeah, we're good, we got to move on. We're gonna have a cool fire shot coming up here, guys. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here's the deer. Skeletons are... Get them, skeletons! Look at them. It's not even an arrow skeleton, it's a sword skeleton. My bows are only 35? That stinks. And yeah, just so like with the South Park is a huge inspiration for it. Not that the inspired the idea of doing the animation thing, but like I was never a huge South Park guy. But like clearly you don't have to make their legs move when they walk. You know how hard it is? I did animation that's on TBS. If you look up a thing called Blair on TBS's website, tbs.com, it's a TV channel that paid for this animation project that I was part of. I didn't get paid anywhere near what I should have been paid at all. Man. But anyway, I'm proud of the work. And, look at the glowy smoke. Alright, let's go get some sleep. Start thinking about doing these stairs here. We need some daylight, though. That'll help us make better decisions. And it might end up being really rough. Or in terms of animation quality, but VO, mouth movement, none of that's super hard. The hard part is limiting yourself. Who do we want? I don't want to discriminate against the short one, but how about you? No. Nope, I've changed my mind. I feel so bad. Hey. I'm such a bad wife. I think it'd be fun to be married. I don't necessarily pine for marriage, but if I were married, I would have no problem calling myself a wife. I'd be like, yeah, I'm my wife's wife. Why would it? I would probably do that for fun. Got one. Got two. Yes. What, am I too full for those things? Fucking deer. I will bury workbenches if I have to. I don't know why it has to be. Okay, so. Ugh, I just hate, listen, once it gets trapped in my brain. Okay, let's go in here, put some stuff away, these guys. I have chests for those, but I'm full right now. Dun, 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 dun. This guy on TikTok did this breakdown of the song, the Tears for Fears hit song, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. But he broke it down into the tracks and the different music stuff, and it was like super interesting. There's one. There's one. Let's get him. You're inside the circle. Alright, so... So, I mean, it's... I'm trying to kind of... I think I buried one right around there. Yeah, I don't know. The more I talk about this pixel mover idea, the more excited I'm getting about it. I do partially how I decide these things, because I got all kinds of flights of fancy and silly little notions and stuff. But if kind of one of my things is if I can't shake it, then I need to listen to it. Then I need to see what happens. Go for it somehow. So I think I gotta go for it somehow, you know? Okay, so what do we do here? What would be... It could be just as easy as putting down some damn stairs. Y'all know what that looks like. But I kind of think it needs to look cool. I can only find some frickin' wood. Just dump it, who cares? Okay, we're at 45. Alright. I mean, we're not stopping, but this is a good way to finish the video because it's a good starting point for another video. It's right up here. See the two dragons? Their tongues... I didn't even realize that they made their tongues touching. I would have probably said something creepy and weird, just like all the thoughts I'm having right now. But I think just the temporary stairs right here. Let's start from up there, because it's easier. I'm just... And then we'll test it. And I'll say, oh my god, it's so nice. No, that's not the straight. That goes off into the thing too much. Do I have any core wood? I'm pretty committed to the floor plan of the workshop, although there's definitely... It just would be such a pain in the ass to move. Now I could do that, or I could like square it out by 1 or a half. Let's see how this looks. Oh, baby. Like it kills, that's the visual of the this part, but that's okay. That's a worthwhile compromise. Oh, we've been encumbered by a tuna. Yep, classic tuna encumbrance. Everybody's familiar with that. Size 2 tuna, very proud. Oh, shit. So will that be an issue? I mean, like, I could just keep it as is. Obviously, that works great. But... Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay. I just think I need to set it out a bit more. Yeah. Okay. We'll just... I could do, you know, I could freestyle it. That's obvious. I could also do a turn if I wanted. But that doesn't necessarily solve the being out part. Like there. I mean, it could be like... slightly away from the wall, which is sort of what I'm trying to do anyway. I don't hate that. It's lacking, you know, refinement, but I think we're there. I don't really hate that. Gives us a nice little kind of roof spot. What I really like is this part. Oh, yeah. That's going to be great. That's going to be exciting. So in the next episode, we'll work on the stairs. And I think we'll do some work around here, underneath here. Maybe we'll even end up expanding the whole basement altogether. And I've saved this turnip because I don't think they let you put turnips on verticals anymore. And it's a, their leaves are like plants to me. Because I would have a house plant that looks like that. So that's our thing, but there's even something in there. I don't even know what. So I don't know. Maybe we'll rip this out. I like the fire. I like this whole spot, but this is just such a weird chunky corner that does nothing. That we will, maybe we'll wall it off right here. Like this here will be a wall. Or I could do an entrance right here, actually. That could be cool. I don't hate this entrance, but then maybe we have like a step down here. I really don't hate this entrance though. This feels kind of neat. It doesn't feel terrible to walk in. Like, you know, like part of the flow of like how you're shifting your consciousness from one space to another, right? Your reality, you're entering a new zone of photons that you use to build your reality within your consciousness. Consciousness is just your body's abstract organ for detecting consciousness. So one room to another. So there's a flowness, there's a flow state to that is part of how we experience. You walk into a nice room is a whole different feeling than walking into a messy, cluttery, badly designed room or messy room like this one here. Boy, I do gotta work on that. All right. Yeah, okay. The thoughts are happening. But I do like the idea of some kind of wall here, maybe, or expansion for storage reasons, too. Because this is just such wasted space, man. You gotta work around this stupid thing. I could do some stairs here, maybe. So maybe there's a reason to keep an access point. Then I would have 3 ways up. I could probably get rid of this thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep that, but I do use it. But like the other stairs I want to do is right here. That goes up towards the bedroom. Which would get, you know, we could then take these out. I do like this little weird corner thing I built. That's kind of cool. It's a little display for a troll head. I kind of like stuff like that. I need to do... What does that even say? Berries... Oh, something in bits? Yeah, see, there's a sign right there that I didn't... Okay. Okay. I'm scanning. My brain is... Okay. Yes. Then that way, too, when you look at it from here, you'll see the 2 stairs. I am so used to the pile of wood. We don't need these damn bones. Stupid bones! Quit dodging my blows. There you go. Take that, bones! Oh, wow, it broke. I suppose a pile of bones would have a low hit point. Wouldn't you think? That a careful cube of bones shouldn't be easy to... or shouldn't withhold too much punishment. Withhold. I meant... hold up to, stand up to. All right, that's good. Thank you for watching, everybody. I think I gotta go do some stuff offline, which sucks, but thank you for dialing in. Tune in, tune out, keep it real. All right, that's your orders for the day. Tomorrow, keep it fake, false. What's the opposite of real? I don't know. All right, bye.